Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Let's Stay Gamers, and welcome back to the Planetary training exercise, a series that is designed to give you a little bit of a feel of what it may be like to live on planets in the future of space engineers. And today we're concluding this series with the final episode and the final phase. Now, as I was halfway through these two phases of today, I started to run into a lot of lag, and that's why this series is going to be concluded. It's been a total blast building all these bases and different structures within them. I've had so much fun, and I hope you guys have as well. Now today we're looking at the final phase. The final phase was some way of escaping this base if it became compromised, and the idea was to build some sort of escape pods. Now, before we get on with building the escape pods, I want to tell you that this is not the end of this series, the training series that is, and that means we're going to be looking at other sort of aspects of space engineers that we can learn and build in phases, so we can have a more sort of inspirational building experience as I build these structures, rather than all the rubbish of just seeing me place blocks for hours on end. You get to see the end product and you get to see it quite fast. Now, talking about that, I want you guys to vote down below in the comments of what you'd like to see in the next training series. Would you like to see a ship being built, some sort of asteroid station, or maybe something that I'm completely unaware of that you'd like to see? Anyway, let's continue on and get them drop pods constructed. So I've been hard at work for the last 10-20 minutes trying to construct these drop pods, and as you can see, they appear to be little silos on the back of the station. Now, I'm aware some of you wanted me to build these really far away so they couldn't be compromised in an attack, but I decided if they're too far away, you might just not make it to them in time. So we'll go down into the sort of catacombs of our bunker below, and we'll just see what they're all about. So we're going to enter through the entrance as usual. We've got the big airlock to stop some sort of contaminations coming from the planet. And another one of the comments that you guys wanted was to see some missile silos. But the whole point of this base was try to not orientate it too sort of militaristic. And that's what happens with a lot of my builds. I start adding guns and then things start exploding and the whole base turns into some sort of military structure. So as we head down here, we're heading past the hangar level there on the right and the green screen rooms all in that hangar. And we head down to this floor, the deck that's also known as the maintenance deck, and it looks like the sign has fallen off, so it's not been very well maintained. I'll have to fix that. And here behind this hidden little shutter door, well, it's not that hidden, is the entrance to the drop pod bay. So the door is secure there, and the idea is just a little bit out the way, and maybe not all the crew members know about this, so people man the stations and don't just try to bail out and get to the drop pods. This room is really for very important guests that are on the station and who need to get extracted if it becomes under attack. So as you can see here, we've got some locker rooms so people can grab supplies, grab the sloop, and they can quickly head into this room. So as you head into here, you've got a radar that is going to be detecting the best way for these drop pods to escape. You can see the drop pods are up there on both sides. So we've got two. Each one contains 4 seats, and that basically allows us for really fast sort of extraction from the base using a gravity drive. And as we hit these buttons here, we're actually going to open up both of the skylights above the drop pods, so you can see the light is now coming down into the silo, and we can also program the target location. And once we've done that, we access a timer block and these bad boys launch. But I'm just going to show you a very sort of manual approach so you can see all the features. So as we come into the drop pod sort of bay, we have a hidden door underneath that is accessible like this, and you simply fly up and take your seat. So I won't take my seat just yet. And you can see the console, we've got an air sort of producer up at the top, and when this is actually sealed, so I'll seal that and I'll turn my hood on, you can see the oxygen level is actually sealed and it is high, so you can take your helmet off and breathe for quite some time. We've got some batteries. You can see we've got 2 battery pods there for extra sort of storage. We've also got a reactor as a sort of primary sort of source of fuel, and we've got some displays giving more radar readings, gyroscopes. Like I said, once again, the oxygen generator top. It's really simple, but the idea is to get a really effective sort of drop pod that can get us out of here. And we've got the programming box here, so we can program in the time that the thrusters activate and the gravity drive disactivates. So we've just quickly programmed into the computer a launch location, so when we leave the atmosphere, a dropship can come and pick us up quite quickly, so I'm not actually stranded out there. And we're going to head into this ship itself. So we're going to activate that, close the door up behind us, and we're going to get into this dropship right here. We're going to do that by heading up. We're going to select a seat. We'll take this seat here, and we probably need to close the door. So let's close that door before we actually get in and hop into this seat here. So now I'm in the seat. I can simply launch this thing by pressing K and ticking the launch bar. So once I've actually ticked that, the second thing I need to do is disengage landing gear. and with a simple press or launching the landing gear itself, so we can find the landing gear, we can take that off. Now I would actually like to add this to the tab bar. Unlock. There we go. And you can see how we start to get shot off out of the planet's surface and up. It's a bit like a glass elevator actually from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but still pretty cool, and will eventually leave the atmosphere, hopefully not burn up, and will be picked up by our dropship. Very cool indeed. So now we've constructed our final phase, that was the drop pod, so we're going to take a final look around the base and give you guys a chance to have a look at all the features as well as give your overall opinion. I really want you to critique and really sort of look at features that could cause a problem in the future, and I'll talk as we go around about some security risks and things that you guys have brought up. Now as we're at the perimeter of the base, you can see we've got the starting beacon, that first place to communicate with the fleet, and we also have the turret pods where the turrets are stored in each one of these silos. If I just pass through here, I'm actually using the spectator camera so we can get around this base a little bit faster. We also have the hangar here where the LEV is stored below for quick escapes as well as exploring the planet itself. And over this area we have both the hangar door and the hydroponic farm as well as the entrance to the base itself. So in the entrance we've got the little cloakroom with all the lockers, we've got a nice seating area up here, we've got a walkway to the roof as well as an entrance to the hydroponics farm so we can grow our own food and produce oxygen from it as well. So before we head downstairs, don't forget to wash your hands, wipe off that contamination from the plants and the life of the planet above. And as we head down, we've got the crew quarters. Now the crew quarters are located here on this deck so you can quickly retire after a hard day's work. We've got bunk beds as well as showers and toilets as well. Now across from there we have the hangar, so the hangar where the dropships drop their supplies to resupply this base if it's necessary, and across here we have the green screen room so we can produce our own little sets, our own little space movies, or our own little conspiracy theories even if we want to. Now let's head down to the next floor. So going down one floor, we actually bump into the armory. So the armory is full of weapons and supplies. We've got these little gates that can be opened up and accessed by only Pacific members of the crew, and we've got the shooting range there as well to test out the weapons. And if we drop down, we have the armory sort of secret area where all the weapons are stored as backup as well as ammunition that's off the main supply source. So let's head back down inside. And we've already looked in this room today, so I'm not going to take you on a tour, but it's basically just the sort of drop pod bay. You can see left and right drop pods, quick way of escaping the station if you need to. Now as we head into this area, we're heading into the maintenance section. We've got the control room and the storage bay. The control room is the way of controlling all the production facilities, the refineries, and transferring supplies around. I've emptied all the supplies out, so when this goes up on the workshop, you could use this as a survival world, so there's no cheatsies sort of doodles in there for you to actually start. And we've got the refineries here as well as a load of backup sort of resources and supply gathering there as well. Now as we head through here, this is the actual secret part of the base, and there would be a shutter down here, but I've took this off just for the purposes of driving through this base here now. And we can see we're entering the main reactor room, high voltage, authorized personnel only, as well as the piston that extends the ramp up for the LEV. And if we go upstairs, up into the hangar area, you can see the LEV is sitting on its platform prepared to launch up into the hangar and explore the planet if we actually need so. So we'll drop back down and we'll head back into the actual staircase itself, and the lower floor of this staircase accesses a lift that takes us actually down to the safe room, and you can see the safe room right here. And as we pass through this door, you can see the safe room has all the supplies for the crew of this station to survive if they can't make it to the drop pods and they're stuck here indefinitely. So we've got a little bit of a room to relax in, so you can imagine you're actually outside rather than a bunker. We've got hydroponics, food dispensers, as well as bunks for a number of crew members, as well as toiletries as well. Now finally, all you need here is a backup generator and the command room. So you can see the command rooms here, and the holographic desk seems to have floated off a little bit, but that would actually give us statistics of where the battle was taking place on the surface above, so you could keep up to date, and we've still got that hole to fix by the look of it. Anyway, that was a little bit of an overview of the base, and this will be up on the workshop, and I want you to really enjoy this thing, rip it apart, turn it into your own sort of structure. Actually, I challenge you guys to turn this into your own sort of base, make it your own sort of home, away from home in the stars, you could even say. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.